This talk is titled, Can Gen AI Replace Your Expensive Photo Shoot? But I first want to talk about copy. We're in a room of marketers here. Has anyone here ever had writer's block? Writer's block is a very difficult thing to get over, especially if you're in marketing. You always need to be producing. Content is king, always. And the ability to produce content is very important to marketing. Of those that have had writer's block, how many of you have used ChatGPT? So ChatGPT can solve your writer's block if you're blocked on content. But what do you do when you're blocked on visual content? Has anyone here used any visual AI like Midjourney? So Midjourney creates beautiful photos. But if you're selling a product, there's a big problem with Midjourney. Midjourney changes your product. So if you're selling a cosmetic or if you're selling furniture, you're not selling that anymore. You're selling some other version of it. And as a marketer, if you came to a client with this, what do you think they would say? They'd say, let's put this on our product page. No, they would say, this is not our product. I can't sell this. Enter Booth.ai. Beautiful Gen AI images with your products in them. No changes, just your products, ready for use in your marketing, but also your product pages. We support a variety of categories across CPG, furniture, and most recently with our new launch, fashion. Booth.ai is the image production platform for e-commerce. We're powered by generative AI, and we enable your business to scale its production of creative assets. There's an instant output, high-quality photos. No more waiting for a photo shoot. No more waiting for models to show up. We support the entire suite of different photographic needs across industries, as well as various editing capabilities. And we can scale with your business to thousands of SKUs without worrying about exorbitant costs. So I pose this question to you. A client gives you this photo and says, I need you to drive me more sales. And you put this in an ad. The performance of that ad tanks. It's not a very compelling photo. With copy, you can always edit the copy. You can write it yourself. With a photo, you're pretty stuck. You need to get a new photo, you need to photograph this, or you need to do something. Not anymore. You can now use Booth.ai to create on-model photography from a very basic ghost mannequin photo. So the cost of the photo on the left, ghost mannequin photography, will cost between $20 to $50. That photo on the right, an on-location, on-model, professional photo shoot with travel, hair, makeup, expenses, that'll cost $200 to $500 per image. With Booth, this is $5. So we're going to do a live demo to show you how this works. We're going to start with fashion, but we'll work into other areas as well. So we just saw the red shirt, so we're going to try this collared shirt instead. So in Booth, you can upload your products, specify their category, then we'll hit Create Product. We have a variety of workflows within Booth. So for this, we're going to go to the Ghost Mannequin workflow. This converts your Ghost Mannequin photography to an on-person, on-model shot. So we'll enter the avatar selector on the right-hand side here. We have over 100 avatars of diverse age, gender, and race, so that you can speak to your audience in the way that converts best, connects with the brand. So here we'll select Carlos, and we can describe the scene Carlos is in. So we're going to put Carlos in a green forest with sunlight streaming through. and we'll say it's a cinematic photography. And he'll be wearing jeans. We can use Booth to position where we want the product to appear. This looks like a pretty good position, so we'll keep it as is. Everything looks to be a good setup, so we'll go ahead and hit the generate images. Each time you hit this, you get 4 images. You do not pay for generations. You only pay for what you download. Just like in a traditional photo shoot, you don't pay for the thousands of photos a photographer takes and doesn't deliver to you. You only pay for the high quality deliverables. And it's the same thing here with Booth. It takes around a minute to generate these. So while these are generating, we'll show you results from some other products that were run before this session. At Booth, we support the ability to transform imagery from on-model to on-model, from ghost mannequin to on-model, and also from mannequin to on-model. So we see here, the input image is this dress on a mannequin. This type of photo shoot in a studio might cost $30. In comparison to an on-location, on-model, hair, makeup, $200 to $500 photo shoot. Here we placed this model in a rainforest, and we can see the prompt that was used here. In a rainforest clearing, sunbeams, distant waterfalls. Getting ahead of myself with the edits in history. So this is the image that came out of Booth. Booth has a variety of post-editing capabilities as well. So we can enter the Edit tab, and we can edit this photo after it's been created. So let's say we don't necessarily like this plant on the side. We can go ahead and erase some of this plant, which may be a distraction. Okay. And we'll hit erase. So this gives you the ability to modify photos after they've been generated to make sure you get your perfect shot. And we can see those leaves just got erased. So compared to the original photo, where the leaves are versus now. So let's go back and check on the generation that we triggered just a minute ago. And we see it's still generating. It's a busy day at Booth. Oh, here we are. Okay, so here's a photo of Carlos wearing our product the client gave us in a rainforest, or in a forest. We choose our favorite here. Remember, we didn't pay for generation, only for download. And when it comes time to download, this looks like a usable image for our client. We go down to checkout, and we go to download. We give you 2 options here. You can download the raw image, or you can download as a PST with different layers separated out if you want to make any further edits or retouches. But we'll just go ahead and download the image. And you can see the watermark gets removed, and you now have the copyright to this image to use at will. So we've transformed this flat lay photo of this long sleeve t-shirt into an on-model usable. And we can zoom in and see all the details that are present within Booth. I'll give you a brief preview of some other workflows and some other capabilities that Booth has. So we covered ghost mannequin to person. We covered mannequin to person. We can cover CPG next as well. So this was another ghost mannequin, I believe. Okay, and then we did a photo shoot in a gym. Yeah, so this was like a gym photo shoot. Very kind of striking imagery to use on social media or any marketing. We scroll through to some of our CPG categories. I'm looking for the bottle that I had. Yeah. Here we go. This is what is featured on the slides. Let's put some on model, but basically we can place it Here it is on a marble countertop, luxurious sunny bathroom. So you describe your prompt, and then we generate an image corresponding to it. We're going to hop back into one more thing before we go back into the deck. We go to workflows. Here is a list of all of the Booth.ai workflows. Person lifestyle swap. This is what we did earlier, where we swapped out the backgrounds. Person only swap. So you like your current background, but you just want to replace the person. Furniture scene change. So this is taking an image of furniture and placing it on a new background. I'll pull up one of our clients, a month sofa, and they transform their imagery, and this is actually sitting on client on site for them, where they get from their manufacturer images on a white background. And here is a Booth.ai generated image on their site. So instead of using images like this, which are clean, but may not show the product in context, they get to display product in context images generated with Booth. The other workflows we have are fashion scene change. So this allows you to repurpose your existing photos for new things. Product scene change, which we saw earlier, changing the scene of a product. Mannequin to person, we showed this in action with a red dress. Shoe on person, you can go from a shoe to a person wearing the shoe. Flat lay to person, ghost mannequin to person. And we are adding new workflows every month. So the next one that we have is studio photo, and then one that's most requested is product in hands. So I'll hop back into this deck. You saw the interface, some mannequins, some flat lay results as well. The ability to, we didn't demo this today, but just to a preview of the ability to change your model while keeping the same product, same background. This is really great for marketers that are expanding to new areas where they're selling their product and they want to reflect their brand in their customers' eyes and allows a level of personalization that is not capable otherwise. And now that we did a live demo, we can show you all of the mistakes that we've made along the way. So building AI technology is hard. There's many ways it can go wrong. And I like to think of this as the alignment problem. How do we align the preference of a human, the instructions of a human, with these very foreign intelligences, these AIs? So I like to think of it as do what I mean, not what I say. So the first thing everyone says is make me a beautiful image, but this is clearly not enough. It needs to be make me a beautiful image conditioned on some text, but that's still not enough. Now incorporate my product seamlessly. So this is a funny example where the product gets incorporated seamlessly, but it becomes a backpack. They're changing the pixels. So there's some bad examples, some good examples, and I think my favorite example here is what we call sneakerheads. We showcased this earlier, but you can repurpose your old photos in new ways. If you have a holiday coming up, you can do a fall photo shoot, winter photo shoot, repurpose your studio photos for new purposes. And same thing here. This is also coming soon, the ability to change aspect ratios. For those of you that want to post on omni-channel, you know that each channel has different requirements for the aspect ratios. So this will be launching next quarter. The ability, when you download an image, not just to download one, but download one that works on every social media platform, ready to use today. And that's my presentation. Let's move to Q&A. We launched in January this year. We had at the NRF show in New York City, which was a great place to launch, got amazing feedback. And some of you have been to NRF, it sounds like. The first workflow we did was actually that cosmetic bottle that I showed. We were doing background replacement for that cosmetic. As we talked with customers, we quickly found new industries, furniture and fashion, where this need was more pressing than ever. So we expanded into those next. So there have been many advancements in foundation models that power a lot of core image generation capabilities. The quality of Booth is a bit above some of those, and we fine-tune and we train on our own custom data sets. so that we really make sure that we're producing imagery useful for marketing purposes. These foundation models that are trained on all sorts of data, like crayon drawings and Renaissance paintings. I don't think many of you here are interested in, Booth creating new Renaissance paintings, but maybe there's a market for that. We really have tailored these models to produce photography, and photography that is suitable for marketing. So at Booth, we care a lot about product fidelity and product likeness. As we talked about early on, a beautiful image is not enough. It needs to be the same product so that you can sell it. So the changes to the product pixels need to be very, very minimal. Otherwise, you're not selling that product anymore. So at Booth, we have, very strong adherence to what you give us. We're not changing it a whole lot, but it does mean something like a flat lay can look a little bit unnatural. So we do recommend folks to put on mannequin, because then the clothing at least has a volume fill to it. It looks like it's on a person, it's not flat. We go back to this flat, we can see how it can appear a bit unnatural. So for flat lay, we do a little bit of changing to make it a bit more natural. So you see here that this is slightly different because we want to give it a bit more of a natural, but we really don't want to change these pixels too much for that reason. It's really important to make a scene look natural. The way it's done is all the backgrounds are conditioned on lots of things, like we talked about in the alignment problem. Conditioned on being a beautiful image, on conforming to what the user's intent is, but also conforming to the input imagery. If something is shot in a white studio versus shot outdoors, it's going to have different color hues. The backgrounds that are generated are conditioned on that so that everything does match. If you do want to change color hues, we have ability to do relighting, where you can change the direction of the lighting. You can change things like temperature as well. So each of these models are not real people. We do run celebrity recognition, and there's ways to detect if a image that is produced matches, say, a celebrity likeness, because it's important to avoid that usage. The images that you input into the system do not need to be shot on a green screen. They don't need to be with the background removed. We do that for you as the input. Yeah, so we don't support screen mockups at this time. There is a large vast of product categories. We do not support them all. And we have a list of supported and unsupported categories. But for example, sunglasses are one that we do not currently support. We are adding support for, and it's in early testing phases. But the reflections, the transparency of sunglasses makes this a more difficult problem. So things like sunglasses, glassware, we've had folks try that are selling wine glasses. And get strange results using us. So those are some of the ones we're actively working on to expand our capabilities. We have a credit-based system. So you purchase your credit blocks, and then you exchange your credits in when you want to download the photo. We have started on digital marketing efforts. We're using a marketing agency called One Story Growth. That's been driving our digital marketing efforts on Google Ads, Facebook Ads. We've done some UGC on TikTok as well. Those efforts are driving traffic to the site, but most importantly, driving the registration of users. So that's one part of our strategy. There's, as you all know, marketing has many aspects and facets. So we're engaging.